Video start now. What if Izuku was Scorpion? Part 6. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. No. Kang. Merlin. Rage. Roman. Sub-Zero. Combat. Mortal Kombat. Combat. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Oh my god. What if Izuku was Scorpion Part 6? And if that intro didn't tell you enough, this one's gonna be yet another step into the tournament. I love the fucking roll call. Kano, Liu Kang, Raiden, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Sonya, or Johnny Cage, Sonya, whatever order they're called in. And then the yell of Mortal Kombat! And test your might. I just love that shit. So yeah, I have blue Gatorade and water to keep me awake. Even though it's what the time it is, and 9:04 a.m. as I am recording. So yeah. Just have both of those in case I feel like lapsing anytime in my recording, because I'm gonna do 5 parts of this and then finish what I was supposed to do, because I'm just giddy with excitement to continue the what if not Naruto Izuku. What if Izuku was Scorpion? What if you would not even believe how giddy I am to continue this whole thing. Like, it legit feels like it's a legit, actual continuing story that's actually been going on. Just like with my Uku, or what if it actually feels like a legit story. And even with the Pokemon thing, they all feel like legit stories. One of them completed, 2 of them not completed. And that's because until I just run out of ideas, I'm gonna continue different Pokemon stories to do for that. Right now I'm thinking after, the Naruto one's done, I'm going to, not do a Bleach thing and, just skip to what I really like. And I really like Bleach, but I really, really, really like Hellsing. And by Hellsing, I mean Hellsing Ultimate. Even though a lot of, good music is from Hellsing, 2001, Hellsing Ultimate is just, if I try and, freaking explain shit, I'm gonna be here all fucking day. Which I kinda am, because, of how much recording I'm gonna be doing. So, regardless, I'm gonna be here all fucking day. Water is lifeblood, so some water. So, basically, where we last left off with the what if Izuku was Scorpion, what if, basically, I'm pretty sure how I had it is, not that the, Yautja, the Predator was trying to kill Shoto and freaking Bakugo, but more or less try to train them, because, self-training. I think I said something in there about that. Pretty sure I did. So, the alien, the xenomorph, bad, the Yautja, the Predator, good. They're on the side of Earthrealm. For those of you who were not aware, they were basically being told, basically this Predator, this big-time Predator, this big-time Yautja, was told to basically help train the two, in self-training. And, well, that's what it was doing. Though, yeah. That's whenever, the gang met up with the Xenomorph, which was part of Shao Kahn's army. Or shall I correct myself again? Was turned into part of Shao Kahn's army. But Shao Kahn himself. Actually, the little thing is, All For One was the one who told Shao Kahn about the Predator, and that's how he got it into his army, because All For One had given him information about this thing called the Xenomorph, and so yeah, it would be nice to maybe put it in your army. When secretly the League of Villains had plans of, using the Xenomorph against Shao Kahn, but seeing as, Izuku had freaking destroyed their drone that they were using, to test if waters work in their favor, since Izuku destroyed it, basically, the League of Villains, anything, well, they still have a lot of things in their favor, but there was one thing in their favor that they just got freaking destroyed by the heroes. Or at least the hero hasn't really got the Izuku, even though he hasn't gotten his license yet, like his hero license, he is at least a part of, the Shiroryu. And they're fucking ninjas. And ninjas don't abide by no code of heroes. They don't have to. So, All Might and all the others can bitch all they want. But he is a part of... He's not just a part of it. He actually became the new Scorpion. Scorpion gave him that title in the last part. If you guys don't remember. I'm surprised I remember. Then again, I remember now that I, rewatched every part several times over. Just to get, not only nostalgia, but, an inkling of how I should proceed with parts going onward. So, basically, seeing as, Bakugo and Shoto also got accepted into the clans as, they got their own crests. Yes, that's right. Bihan even decided, I'll let you have it. So, yeah, basically, they're all accepted in as, their own, people or whatever. So, really, the heroes can't really do all that much about it because, ninja life or whatever. The principles of a shinobi are kind of different than the principles of a pro hero. So it kind of gets in the way of anything, trying to do something about that. So really, the pro heroes or any of law enforcement can't really take action against these freaking students because they got accepted as actual initial members. They're actually a part of it, truly a part of it, so they can't do anything against them, or else they would be breaching, the clan laws of these different, clans of shinobi. Or even different people, because, the Adenians, freaking Kaminari and freaking Momo, and freaking Momo has the Tarkatans backing her up. The entire civilization of Tarkatans, and Baraka, the most powerful Tarkatan, literal leader of the Tarkatans, Baraka backing her up. And whenever you consider all that shit, with Tokiyami, him literally being considered smoke, because, everything being allergic with the tournament and shit, they're being accepted into their roles. And same thing with Ida and, Ochako. Fun thing about that is, since, Ochako wouldn't be doing all that much, it's not like she wouldn't done any, it's not like she wouldn't have done any studying in the gunhead arts, because, it's good to know who could be your enemy, or who could be your future ally, or future enemy, or whatever the fuck. But she wouldn't have done a lot. Instead, she would actually get a little something from her Grandmaster, Grandmaster Ermac, who was also he was also basically a Denian, because the strongest soul there that comprised him was that of, the actual Adenian king, who was the one who was actually married to freaking, I forget her name, but the one with the freaking long hair and the scream. They're the strongest soul in that body. And so, basically, technically, in some sort of way, you could say Ochako was sort of adopted into the Adenian family tree, and also would have gained some sort of abilities pertaining to Ermac, and possibly even some pertaining to either side or both sides of, well, what other, powers of trees of whatever, like Katana's fans, or Rain's frickin' whatever he does. And so that's a lot of room for Ochako to grow. And so, yeah. Plus you have Jiro's situation, which she kind of has to choose her own life, what path does she want to choose? Does she want to, spread out more of another freaking, Linkway dojo of her own teachings, yet another one, yet another dojo? Or does she want to, keep the fight going on, with the, Special Forces unit? Does she want to bolster their ranks? Keep on that. Which Jiro decides that she will keep in touch with the Special Forces while maintaining a sort of pseudo-dojo of the Lin Kuei, just to make sure that all of the Grandmasters that are already there are not doing any sus shit. And so, Izuku having gotten the first kill, and it was a fatality at that, and also basically now knowing that he has 3 types of fire now, and the third type is literally where he's not just him, but his entire clan come to bat. But now we have to worry about who is going to tell anybody where anybody stands, because we still have to worry about the whole thing with how's Mina gonna take the fact that her Grandmaster, just the whole Onaga egg, basically Onaga egg and Quan Chi's there. And also onto what the hell is Sector doing right now? Because surely that freaking crash didn't kill him. And if Jiro's keeping ties with both the Lin Kuei and the Special Forces, Sector's gonna probably find a way around that. Maybe, maybe not. Nobody knows. But that's sum him up. Which basically, Bakugo and Shoto are thinking, wait, now that Izuku's gotten his kill, what about us? And Izuku would be like, oh, trust me, guys, that was not easy. All that training with Spawn. That guy's like an uncle to me now, all the training we did together. Plus the fact that he's friends with, Dad and, your dad, Shoto. And Shoto would just be like, don't mind me, Izuku. They're out there talking like they're freaking war buddies whenever there's a tournament going on. And where the hell's your dad, Izuku? And Izuku's like, wait, my dad went somewhere? And then, Izuku just feels something inside of him, like this raging inferno. And then he just gets pulled into his mind. Heart and soul and body, whatever. And meets up with his father inside there. It turns out that whenever the title of Scorpion is basically because of everything that happened whenever Scorpion was Scorpion, all of the stuff, the, freaking part about him being, not, being able to be killed, his immortality, that basically whenever, he was no longer Scorpion, that immortality and everything that came with it transferred to Izuku. Because now that he's the new Scorpion, now he has the baggage. Whether Hanzo likes it or not, that's how the dice rolls, basically. That's what he tells his son. What he forgot to tell him that time whenever, with Inko and everything, whenever Izuku finally received the medallion, what he forgot to tell him is that if he doesn't become Scorpion, that's what's going to happen. Not just the third fire, but the fact that now that Scorpion is no longer around because there's another Scorpion, that all of that shit is going to be transferred to him. And, to not be cocky and think that, he can handle it, whatever, because this shit weighs down hard. And Scorpion is admitting this. He is admitting his fault here. He is admitting that this shit is what is painful whenever he had it. That it was painful every single day to go through. That this immortality shit is not what it's cracked up to be from on the inside. Like, there's this big square, and Scorpion's inside the square, and, Izuku has always been looking in. But now he's inside the square, and Scorpion is basically even deeper inside the square because he's inside of him. Because, all of the punishment that the other gods dealt the Scorpion for whatever he did. And since he's now Scorpion, all of that punishment is not laid down onto him, even though he probably doesn't even deserve it. And even though that's most likely not the case, that he doesn't deserve the punishment, that since he is the new Scorpion, while Scorpion was still immortal, he got the immortality. That is something he cannot run from, no matter how hard he tries. And Scorpion basically tells him this because I know from experience, like, he's tried to run from it before, and it is not easy, it is not possible, even with help from friends. People he considers his deepest friends, bestest of friends. Sub-Zero and Spawn, basically. Even with help from them, he could not escape it. So, shit ain't sweet in the slightest for Izuku here. Because he's having to feel all of that burden layeth down upon him. All of that burden of immortality. Because, you think it's sweet on the outside, but whenever it's on the inside, on you, it ain't sweet anymore, is it? And basically, Izuku's like, "You're wrong, father. I never thought it was sweet. To have all of that laid upon you, I never thought for once in your life that, once in my life, I never thought that you felt that it was sweet. And so, I never dreamed that one day if I ever did become the new Scorpion, that it was going to be sweet for me." And Scorpion's just like, "This is why I'm proud to have you as my son." And just like goes to hug him. And he's like, "Damn, I can't hug you. I'm freaking spirit energy now." And Izuku's like, "Wait, if you're spirit energy, if you're like a soul of the clan, doesn't that make you part of my third fire as well?" And that basically just smile on Izuku's face, and he's just like, "Oh, hell yeah." And he finally broke out of his freaking, like whatever the frick he was in. Whenever freaking Bakugo and Shoto are just like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And basically, Izuku just tells them what he was experiencing and, what he's become. And, well, Bakugo and Shoto, well, they're really not sure what if they can really, share the same sentiment because, they don't have the same problem. They can at least try to help him on his road through more immortality as much as possible. Because, they close. Basically, Izuku's like, "Wait, where's Shoto?" Because one second he's looking at, Bakugo, and the next second he's going to look for Shoto, and Shoto's not there. And Bakugo's like, "Oh, while you were having your panic attack, all the way from hell, Shoto said something about possibly, getting his own kill. And do not go looking for him." And basically, what Izuku says to that is, and I'm about to tell him after I kick his ass that that ain't happening. Not a day in hell am I not gonna worry about my bestest of buddies. Well, he's one of them, you're the other one. Okay? So if you choose to tag along or not, I'm not gonna blame you, I'm not gonna care. But I am going to look for him. And, Bakugo's just like, told him he wasn't going to listen. I told him, but he just had to go all lone wolf all on his own. Regardless of what I told him. Fine, Izuku, I'm coming with you. So yeah, they're both going to find Shoto. Even though he doesn't want them to. But they're his friends. That's what friends do. For each other. And, well, on the subject of friendship, oh, how things can turn so wrong. Well, Sato, that one Sato kid with the freaky looking arms, he's having to fight off Kentaro. And it is not looking good. And Kentaro's basically about to perform a friggin' fatality on Sato. I don't think it was Sato, I think it was the guy with the weird looking arms, okay? I don't know if it was actually it was the person with the weird looking arms who was in 1A. I have no idea why I thought it was Sato. But it was somebody. And basically they're about to get a fatality performed on them by Kentaro. Until Kentaro gets blasted by ice. An icicle shard that literally goes through his head, sending his head dislocated from his body all the way into a pole. And dude is just like, he looks for his father, and you see Sub-Zero is like, Sub-Zero's like, Sub-Zero wins fatality. And basically somewhere off in the background, you hear somebody say, Toasty 3D! Sorry, I just had to include that in there. Basically, he's like, are you alright? He's like, yeah, I'm alright. There's like, because you saved me. You literally saved my ass. And, Shoto's like, Bakugo, you go off somewhere. I'm gonna make sure everyone here is okay. This crazy looking motherfucker. Wait, what is it, like Kentaro? Jeez, these guys are going at it in full. And basically, as Bakugo's running out, he literally just gets boom right in the face. And he just like sprawled out on the floor. And he was like, what the f was that? And he's like, wait, is this Blood? My blood? Who the hell dare? And just the person lands on the ground, and because they were taken from an aerial angle, and just lands on the ground, just like, I dare, pretty boy. Yeah, somehow Shao Kahn was able to get Shang Tsung to bring back the other princess of Edenia or Outworld or whatever, the Tarkatan Edenian, Melina. He was able, like Shao Kahn was able to get, Shang Tsung to use his magics to bring back Melina. To, I guess, even out the playing field, whatever you want to say, Shao Kahn. We both know you're guilty as hell. And so, it's just like Bakugo's just like, nice hit, girlie, but don't think that I'm not gonna hit a girl. Just because of manner or like. And Bihan is just like, his new Cyberhot is just like out there, just like, I am proud of you. Just like, yeah, give her a real taste of reality. And, he would think that Bakugo wouldn't be able to hear this, but, hear this praise, but Bakugo would. And it would warm his soul, whatever he had of it, to just hear this praise from his grandmaster. And so he decides to absolutely thug on Melina, who was not prepared for Bakugo to just absolutely thug on her, like real time. And basically, what Bakugo would do whenever Melina was basically mostly down and out is he would be like, he would like pointing towards his dad, and his dad would be like, finish her. And it would just be like, how he would do this is, he would just be like, hi, sensei. And just like create a clone of himself behind Melina, have the feet of the clone jump right on to Melina's back, and start bending the freaking arms behind Melina. Just like how Vegeta did with Dodoria. I forget Mr. Potato Head. Yes, Team 4-star, my friends. And right as the clone would freaking do this, and Melina would be screaming in agony, and Bakugo would be like, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Scream like a little bitch!" And as he would say this, he would freaking grab out of him freaking hook thing and just rev it up like Popeye and run into basically creating a Melina sickle and just slicing her all the way from the waist up. As the clone would disperse and the body would just fall dead. And Bakugo would begin to plunge the hook thing back into his body. And basically, Noob would probably say it, Bihan would probably say it. Noob Saibot wins. Fatality. Actually, he wouldn't just say fatality, he would say fatality flawless victory. Because he wouldn't even, give Melina room to attack after that one nick. And it wasn't even really part of the battle because, it was more of a surprise attack. So it really actually was kind of a flawless victory. It kind of really was a flawless victory. Fatality, flawless victory. And, on the board, the kills would rack up, first Izuku, then, Shoto, then freaking Bakugo, all of them getting their respective kills in. Izuku got his kill in the last freaking part, in part 5. And so basically, that's what all be going on. Basically, Kano, the new leader of the freaking Black Dragon, will be going around, picking off random whoever he felt like, finally entering the tournament grounds, wherever they may be, and just picking off, kind of like Frieza during the Tournament of Power. That's basically what Kano is right now. He's basically Tournament of Power Frieza. He's doing that. And not only doing it for any of the people, good. He's mostly just killing other bad guys. Mostly to just piss either, freaking the leaders of Outworld or freaking the League of Villains off. Mostly just to piss them off. And, get his jollies from freaking murdering people. Because apparently now that he's the leader, that's the way of the Black Dragon. And basically, this would just lead to some serious serial shit whenever Jiro would come across Kano and, her special forces training and her, Quake training would help it to make it really hard for Kano to figure out how exactly to attack or defend. And even though, Kano is ruthless and, big old thug, Jiro, all of this training, both styles drilled into her, she's able to quickly adapt to any tactic Kano tries to pull. And so, things are looking pretty sweet until Sector basically shoots a missile out of his chest, grabs onto the missile, and rides it into Jiro. Boom! And it's basically tisk, tisk, tisk. My student. You couldn't even amount to that. And basically Jiro is having a hard time getting up. And just fuck you, Sector. And now Kano was, pretty beat up already. He starts trying to find a way to get back to his bearings. So basically, Jiro and Kano are basically trying to do the same thing here, trying to get back to their bearings so that they're at 100% whenever they actually start their fight. Because Kano is about to fight somebody, and they are not happy. Because, this person just saw Kano he was about to gain the edge, one of his ruthless tactics. He was about to, basically like the equivalent of the Dead Ringer from Team Fortress 2. Not 2. Basically the equivalent of the Dead Ringer from Team Fortress 2. But pull that on somebody. And that somebody being Jiro. And, this person was not happy about that. So, Kano was trying to get his bearings. And then all of a sudden, boom! Bam! Kano was able to bring up both of his knives and and he's just starting to get carved into a wall here as these blades just keep on shredding in. And by the time they stop their rotation, whoever this person is, because Kano remembers this attack, it's Cabal's attack. But this person doesn't look like Cabal. Not in the slightest. Except for the hook swords. And the tremendous amount of speed. And the dirty tactic of literally blindsiding somebody whenever they were barely on their both 2 feet. He can remember those tactics anywhere, because he uses them. Because, Black Dragon. And whenever it's eventually revealed who this person is, they would definitely have a reason, actually 2 different reasons, for wanting to kill Kano. And it's revealed that this is Ida. Jiro is one of the classmates of Ida, a fellow classmate. Plus, Cabal and Kano are not on the best of terms. I mean, he did leave the Black Dragon to Kano, but it's not exactly like they were, too friendly to each other whenever, they left. It's not exactly like a friendly thing. He didn't say it friendly. He just said, oh, screw you, you can have it. So it's basically drilled in that, plus, Ida was taught to never trust a Black Dragon. So, that's probably a third reason why you want to be like that. So basically, now it's turned from Jiro fighting Kano, Jiro fighting for Insector now, and now Ida is, taking the place of Jiro, fighting Kano. Basically, an entire switcheroo. Because before Sector wasn't even there. Well, he was, but he was hiding himself very well, good, he was doing a very good job. Either that or Jiro was just being very silent about the fact that she knew he was there. But then again, how could she know that he was there and then get blindsided by a missile? So, obviously, she did not know he was there. So, yeah. Very good switcheroo. But if the fact that, Kano doesn't have his 2 knives anymore is anything, Kano is going to die. And I mean this literally. Kano, his days have officially been numbered down to now is his death day. Death day reference. Happy Death Day reference. he has officially met his death day. The end is now for Kano. Because he does not have his weapons. He could try using a cybernetic eye, and he does try to do that. But he just uses like his hook swords in a different way. He spins them in a different way. He spins them in front of him. And that just creates a tornado thing where it basically reverses the beam, and he gets right through the freaking cybernetic part of his chest. A slap. And then basically like Cabal ends up finally showing up, and whenever he sees his students' work, he's like, so-and-so wins fatality. And now we go to, well, Jiro, and basically Jax and Sonya have, like, gotten there, but they're nowhere near close enough to actually get into the fight. Plus, Jax tells Sonya that, regardless of, her actual health or not, this is something that she would probably want to do on her own. I mean, come on, her little Jackie, she knows how she would probably feel. And, Sonya knows how, Jax's daughter probably would feel about if Jax, got in the way of any revenge that she wanted. So, basically, they are bystanders in this. And RoboCop basically just goes over there and is like, must destroy Kano. It's like, and basically Sonya and Jax both have to restrain him. And basically get him to remember his human side, instead of just the programming to, end him or restrain him for imprisonment. They have to get him to remember his human side so that he can, be calmed down. And you guys might be wondering, where's the Terminator in all of this? Well, basically, we have to finish this fight first before we can wonder about the Terminator. Because Sector is being ruthless. And he is, talking to Jiro like she is 12 or 2 or whatever. Just basically doing what Doflamingo did to freaking Law and freaking Dressrosa arc. Talking to him like he's a little kid, even though he is an adult. Just destroying his spirit. Sector is employing this tactic very, very well and very, very efficiently. I might add. Until he gets several rockets in the back from 2 very, very pissed off people. Or, pseudo-cybernetic people. Cyrax and, freaking Smoke. And they both address Jiro basically we aren't here to finish the fight for you. We just didn't like how he was treating you. We just knew that if the fight continued like that any longer, you are probably not going to live. They were just expressing concern. And, since, they're both Lin Kuei in a way, they're in a way both members of the Lin Kuei. And, she has that Cyber Lin Kuei training. She can respect them, wanting to go in. And the only reason why she wouldn't respect, Jax or Sonya going in, or even this RoboCop person, is because, the law enforcement trying to go in to save you. For Jiro, the way she wanted to do this with Sector, it just wouldn't be the same. She has this kind of quota she needs to meet in order for it to be satisfactory for her. And Cyrax and Smoke, know that. And whenever Sector finally just gets up and just like, because now his voice thing doesn't work anymore. And basically, that gives you an idea. The perfect kind of an idea for a fatality. The ultimate one. She goes straight into frickin' Sector's core and rips out the core and is just like, because faster than blinking, she just rushes over there and pound. I am a man, pound, and just rips that shit out. And before anyone can say anything or do anything, for that matter, she punches that shit into herself. And there's this big flash of light as you just hear this voice say, Sector wins. I was like, Sector new model wins. Fatality. And basically, whenever the lights subsided, you would see Jiro decked out in this Sector armor. Finally having surpassed her dick of the original sensei. By becoming the new version of him. The better version. Something she had planned for a long time for now. Even whenever she was in Special Forces, she had this in her head. This whole idea. And now that basically Jiro's become Sector 2.0, we can get to the Terminator. What he's been doing. And then after that, get to, the whole thing with Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. Shoto. Basically, the whole thing with the Terminator. He's just been, kicking about with, Spawn and, RoboCop. Well, not really RoboCop for now, because RoboCop is, he's just been kicking back with the boys and going in, pincer maneuver, jabbing in like a javelin straight into the outworld armies. Giving a way for the good guys to get in and straight demolish from then on out. And what else has been helping with that is also the Darkatans being led like somebody leading them like a champion. That champion being freaking Momo, basically leading the Darkatan army with Baraka as the Supreme General, just leading them in, you know, just follow these guys and lead in straight into battle. You know, complete destruction of any sort of support that Shao Kahn was planning to have. The one or two big surprises do come up, which are the really big surprises known as Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. Actually, 3 surprises. There's also, I don't know if you heard of him, Leatherface. They're kind of like surprise generals that Shao Kahn has had in the background for a while, you know, to help in case this ever happened. And since it is happening, they are popping up here and there and everywhere to sort of thwart the efforts of the good guys. Though, secretly, there's been a voice in Jason's head saying, no, Jason, these are bad people. Bad people. You need to kill them. Kill them for Mommy. Kill them for Mother Voorhees. Kill them for Mommy. Freddy and Leatherface need to go. Kill for Mother. And Jason proceeds to do just that. Not Leatherface, but, actually, yes, Leatherface, because Jason's aware that Freddy, since they've already fought before, cough, cough, Freddy versus Jason. Since they've already fought before, that, he would kind of be expecting it. So, instead, he focuses on tearing Leatherface a new one, where he at least expects, right from behind. Well, no one is paying any attention. And Freddy isn't even aware until he realizes that both Jason and Leatherface are gone. And so, like the idiot this guy is, Freddy pops up trying to find, a signature of Jason, seeing as Leatherface seems to have disappeared somehow. Some sort of life signature. And the only one he can really sense out of the two that were previously there is Jason's. And then, all of a sudden, all that he can hear in his head is ch-ch-ch, ch-ch-ch. And then just hearing yell, one singular yell of, "Now, Jason!" And then just killing, just and before he can do the final blow, Freddy just grabs him and yonks him into the freaking dream realm where he has supremacy. But Freddy neglects this one thought of even in the dream realm, Jason can't die. He's a fucking zombie. An undead zombie of badassery. He literally cannot die. Unlike Leatherface, who was just a very mentally challenged person who was, crazy, cuckoo bus crazy. Like all sorts of crazy. Unlike that, Jason is all sorts of holy shit. So, yeah. Basically, he even says it in the movie. Freddy even says it in the movie. Why won't you die? So yeah, Freddy basically neglects the fact that Jason cannot die. So no matter what he does, like shing, 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 and like ping balls him around, nothing works. Until all of a sudden, freaking it's just like Jason, he's like somehow wordlessly trying to ask his mother, like, what can they do? I mean, Freddy has control over the dimension, but at the same time, he can't die. And so they actually concoct a plan without even needing to use words. They call it she called it the Shining. A reference there. They basically have the power of the Shining for some reason, and figure out a way to basically end Freddy as well. Basically, their plan involves, oh my god, involves Quan Chi not being the only one screwed over by Onaga. Yes, basically, Mrs. Voorhees, sensing around with the fact that she's a ghost in Jason's head, whatever, or a ghost wherever, sensing around, sensing that the egg is about to friggin' hatch, and, well, basically deciding that whatever Jason does in the next few minutes or moments or whatever, basically needs to, if he sees like a big old bubbly thing, a big old thing moves like a portal, that's probably a portal, and he needs to knock the Freddy through the damn portal without getting pulled himself. And he has the perfect object to make sure that he doesn't get pulled in himself. It's a machete. Though Mrs. Voorhees does, you say that, all of Freddy needs to go through there. So, to make sure that happens before the portal, closes. And to make sure that the opposite portal that will also, pop up, that Jason goes through there before it closes. Because that will lead outside of the dream realm. Where the other portal leads, where he's going to need to knock, Freddy through, is, the place with the egg containing Onaga. Yeah, Onaga, Dream Demon or not, Onaga's going to freaking kill Freddy. And so basically, Jason proceeds to do that. Basically, he's like, spear, hit him with a spear. It's like, he smacks him into it. He smacks him into the bubbly portal and cuts off his freaking arms and legs, shoving him into his mouth before one final shove and catching his freaking machete mid-swing. Catch it. And like basically do a freaking football run and just jump straight into the other portal. And whenever Jason basically has reattached, whenever Freddy has reattached all of his limbs in the correct places, he realizes, oh, what the fuck is that thing? Yes, the egg has now hatched. Onaga has returned. And, oh, it looks like pre-wrapped with the yummy Kami freaking Daegu, whatever it was called. And whenever Quan Chi sees that he already has the freaking comedy freaking Daegu, he's like, "Oh, we are so screwed. Every side is screwed. Like every single side is screwed." And basically, Freddy and Quan Chi, basically, they have to form their own sort of deadly alliance. Or at least that's what Freddy thinks, until he remembers, oh yeah, Quan Chi is that kind of guy. And yeah, he remembers that a little too late. As he basically, yeah, Quan Chi decides to do Freddy very dirty by basically making him Scorpion by the fact that he shoves him in the Nether Realm. All the way in to where the spirits will keep him from even, jumping out into a dream portal or whatever, because they're going to drag him all the way in the pits of hell. Yes, that's literally how bad it is for freaking Freddy. Quan Chi decides to do him dirty. Just to save his own skin. Just find another portal that would lead him to wherever freaking Shang Tsung is. They could betray Shao Kahn again. Little do they know that that wasn't actually Shao Kahn that they killed. I think the guy's name was Kai. And so, yeah. Quan Chi just has the mindset of, if he can get on the good side of Quan Chi, they can do some meddling, where Shao Kahn can't hear them or whatever, and eventually kill him again, and, actually get the real Shinnok amulet, and screw the tournament or whatever, screw the Elder Gods, just have ultimate power already. Little does Quan Chi actually put into the whole thing that Shang Tsung remembers that he betrayed him last time that happened. And Shang Tsung is depending on basically the fact that Quan Chi would go for this move and try to basically, Shang Tsung is like, oh, whenever Quan Chi gets back here with his little ideas of a deadly alliance, oh, it's gonna be deadly, alright. But surely no alliance in between us. Oh, he's gonna have his own surprise. Because what Shang Tsung has in mind is him and, basically Shao Kahn teaming up with whatever's left of the League of Villains to basically over-monopolize on this realm and do the same with all other realms. Not even needing Quan Chi's help because of how much power they will have amassed. And by doing this alone, they'll have a straight map towards wherever the actual amulet is. Because, spoiler alert, the one they have as the prize is the fake one. So all this bloodshed and carnage and whatever, it isn't for the actual, isn't even that for the actual amulet. Where's the real amulet then? Well, The real amulet. That's the thing that Shang Tsung hasn't, put into the equation. He knows that the one that they have is the fake one, but he hasn't really thought up a way to get the real one once they actually get to that part. And where is the real one? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The real amulet of Shinnok. Oh, this is gonna be a hard truth. A hard truth for the next part because, oh my god, I want to leave this off with a cliffhanger to die for.